Welcome to Mogo Interactive and Mogo Art's Guide to Google Search Console. My name is Ben, and I'm going to lead you through the various reports inside of Google Search Console and why they are relevant to your business and how you should use Search Console. So the first thing that you'll notice when you log into Search Console is that you're taken to the dashboard. And this is really just a 30,000 foot view of your website. It includes important messages that Google may be sending to you. We can see that's under New and Important. It also includes the current status for crawl errors, search analytics, and sitemaps. So the first thing I want to focus on are these important messages. The only one that we have for this particular domain, mogointeractive.com, is that we see on November 9th, 2016, that we implemented Google Search Console. Now that's a good thing. That's the only message that we're seeing. I'm actually going to cover the messages section in 1 second here. We can see we have 5 messages at this time. But I would recommend that you want to log into Search Console at least once per week and look at some of these high-level metrics and messages that are extremely important just to ensure that your website is functioning properly and that Google is able to access your website as expected. Now remember, if Google can't access your website, you're going to start getting hurt in your organic search ranking. So, that's one thing we definitely want to keep an eye on. Now, another thing to note is that when you do have certain high priority messages, Google will actually email the accounts that are tied to Google Search Console. It doesn't email you for every message. It's really just the high priority ones. So there is that benefit, but there are some lower level or lower priority messages that you also want to keep an eye on. So it's really a good practice to check this at least once a week. The next thing we're going to talk about are the crawl errors. And you want to see these 3 green check marks here to indicate that your website is functioning as expected. Now you can come in here and click on this and it will actually take you to the crawl errors report. And one of the reasons I wanted to come in here is to show you what these different things actually mean. So DNS, this ensures that Google is not detecting any instances when Googlebot couldn't connect with the DNS server. You can also click to learn more to see about that. Server connectivity shows instances when Googlebot's request timed out or the site is blocking Google. You definitely don't want that to happen. And then the robots.txt file, and this is going to show you any instances when the crawl was postponed because Google could not access the robots.txt file. Now the robots.txt file tells Google and other search engines like Bing which pages it should access and archive and other pages it should not archive. So you definitely want to have that on your website. And the other thing that we noticed in the dashboard were the URL errors. And we had 25 of them, I believe. And the reason these were coming through is because our website had actually been redesigned in the last 90 days. And there were a number of URLs that had actually been changed. And guess what? Google is still trying to reach those URLs and to say, hey, guess what, guys? I'm getting all these 404 errors, so let me show you an example of that really quick. We go to this link, and guess what? It doesn't exist anymore. So we either need to put a redirect into place and redirect to what the new link is, or we need to tell Google, hey, please stop indexing these pages, which you can indeed do. Okay, so let's jump back over to our dashboard. And the other thing we have is search analytics. And right now we're just looking at the number of clicks that are coming from Google. So your organic traffic from Google on a daily basis. Interesting to note, we had a big spike that day. I know what that was. That's when our acquisition by Learfield was announced. So we got a ton of traffic from all the PR that we got. You can also click into here to get the search analytics report. And then your sitemaps, you definitely want to submit an XML sitemap to Google Search Console. And that's really kind of a directory telling Google what pages are archived where within your website. It makes it a lot easier for the Googlebot, Google spiders to crawl and index the pages of your website. And we can see that we submitted 112 and Google has actually indexed 91 of them. And again, you can click this link and it will take you to the sitemaps report. Next, we're going to talk about messages. So this section, I would recommend checking at least once a week. And usually you can just come in here and look right away. It's January 2017. I know right away that we don't have any new messages. As long as I've looked through all of these before, which I have, and I've addressed them if they're high priority, then I know we're good. Really, I'm looking for things that Google is alerting me, high priority items that we need to address. Great, so that's our first walkthrough of Google Search Console. We have several other videos that cover the various reports, and there's a lot of them in here, and which ones you should be paying attention to. So hopefully you can join us with some of those. Thanks.